Here we go. It's time to do Valentine. Where did that music come from?
Hello and welcome to the Cavern of Terror.
Valentine stars Marley Shelton, Denise Richards, Jessica Capshaw, David Boreanaz, and is directed by Jamie Blanks. Took me like 15 times to get that right. How do you start off a slasher in the early 2000s? If you answered rip-off Scream, you're partially right. Katherine Heigl, who is in the first 15 minutes of this film, was definitely not on the same stardom level as Drew Barrymore upon the release of Valentine in the early 2000s. 2001 to be exact. But they do seem to follow the same bait and switch that they used with Drew Barrymore's character in Scream back in 1996. And what A Nightmare on Elm Street did back in 1984. If you ask me, even though it is a little bit tried, I do think it worked here in Valentine. This scene really does start this slasher off strong. Heigl really isn't one of my favorite actresses, but I do think that she hit all of her marks with precision. On the other hand, our main character, Kate, played by Marley Shelton, plays her role a little bit too shy and innocent for me. She never really opens up until far too late. Okay, here we go. I probably would have switched her out with Katherine Heigl, who really does kill it in the first act, or Denise Richards, who plays Paige. Come to think of it, Denise Richards' Paige character really does seem to sneak into every scene in Valentine. Maybe I wasn't the only one who thought she should have had the lead. That would explain why she's the biggest character on the DVD. Or it could be because she's incredibly hot. Who knows? Moving on, guys. I even think that Jessica Capshaw, who played Dorothy, could have even snagged the lead. Her acting was on another level. Capshaw had to cover a slew of bases over the runtime. Her performance was very strong. There's no personal beef with Marley Shelton as an actress. I assure you guys there isn't. I just didn't think she fit with the lines she was delivering. But I do think she deserved a role in this film. She would have been an outstanding side character. The Valentines delivered by the killer throughout the film are creepy and creative. They help majorly to set up the killer, and they show that he means business. Which leads me to Don Davis's score, which I think here is kind of meh. Other than the Valentine's Day card reveals that are suitably chilling, the rest of this production is basically soundtrack snippets and string swells. So the score is really nothing to write home about. Let's dissect the killer. I think it might have been better if we didn't know who the killer was. The opening scene and reason for revenge on these women is effective, but it's a little too silly. I personally think that no motive is a lot scarier.
You hear that, Stu? I think she wants a motive. I don't really believe in motive, Sid. I mean, did Norman Bates have a motive?
No.
Did they ever really decide why Hannibal Lecter liked to eat people? Don't think so.
On an entirely different note, I do think that this killer is a badass. That's seriously what I had in my notes. Right there, the killer is a badass. I don't know if you can read that or not, but there it is. We'll get into some of the kills later because they have to be discussed, two in particular, but we do need a name for this killer. How about Cupid? Cupid is a badass. I never thought I'd say that. There's an undeniable presence that comes with this killer that I dig. Some of that has to do with upward angle shots and work with shadows. More so the angles than the shadows. The upward angle really does make the killer look larger than life, just like I said in my review for Joyride 3. I do have to talk about the mask, the cherub mask. I think it is very effective. It's ominous and emotionless, very similar to another mask, and that's a huge positive. Guys, I'm going to have some slight spoilers here for some kills, but I'm not going to actually tell you who died. Hands down, the best two sequences in this film are the glass shard and hot tub kills. If the rest of Valentine had the tension that was in those two scenes, I think that we would have had a modern classic on our hands. The cinematography alone during the hot tub kill is a testament to this, especially the downward spinning camera angle. I knew it, I knew you guys were going to ask, and I'm going to answer your question right now. With this being a slasher set around and on Valentine's Day, do we get any worthy moments? Kind of. There is actually no main cast nudity here. Shame on you, Valentine. Shame on you. In the end, guys, I'm gonna have to give Valentine a This was a really tough one for me, I'm not gonna lie, it was. I almost gave this one a meh, and I know a lot of you will, but one thing really saved this film for me. The Cupid Killer. I'll admit it, the characters in Valentine aren't that good. They are average at best. But at least Denise Richards is in this, right? In all seriousness, Valentine is a fun film. It's not going for an Oscar, guys. There's good and a couple Metal Claw worthy kills, okayish serviceable characters, and a badass killer. You could probably skip Valentine if you're not a big slasher fan, but if you are, I recommend it. Okay guys, that has been my special Valentine's Day review of Valentine. What do you guys think of this 2001 slasher? Let me know down in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun Valentine's Day review. I had a good time doing this one. Like I said, Valentine is a fun 2001 slasher. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button. That way you get notified about all my future content. I have my Halloween 4 review and my Halloween franchise coming up with my boy Lee from over at Drum Dums. I'm also in the process of watching these two, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2. Gotta get those done so I can finish off the Insidious franchise. I'm also working on a new series for the Cavern of Terror called Deeper Cuts. This is where I go back in my review catalog and I re-review a film that I think I could have done a little bit better on. Whether it be that the background is completely different, the audio isn't as good as it is now, or I just have more to say. The first review in that series will be The Evil Dead. Groovy. Damn right. As always guys, I would appreciate it if you check me out on social media. All those links are in the description box down below, other than Stardust, but you can find me at Cavern of Terror. I'm really easy to find. But most importantly guys, I'm Zach. This has been the Cavern of Terror. Stay metal, my friends. If only Denise Richards really was in my room.